Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Thursday, the 21st of October 2021. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to use the Truth Seekers Tarot for today's reading. Let's see what these cards have to say about Thursday and what's coming up for you. And I hope you're having a fabulous week. In terms of the astrology, we have Mercury, the communication planet. That's gone direct, so communication ought to be a little bit easier. And yesterday, on the 20th of October, we had a full moon in Aries. So if you haven't looked at that, check out the video that I made on the full moon, because that really caused the pace to pick up and made it much easier to set new goals and to get going again and to feel a sense of inspiration and hope for the future. So things have been very positive. Let's see what the cards have to say about this day, Thursday the 21st, and how you can make the most of the day's energy. So let's see. First card, we've got Temperance. Okay. Then we have the Four of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. Wow. So you're able to use this new source of power and strength to let go of things that you haven't been able to let go of in the past. These are ways of thinking or addictions or circumstances that you felt were absolutely impossible, and you're able to make a breakthrough. And partially that's because you have this amazing stamina that says, if the gate is closed, I'm not going to accept that. I'm going to see if I can actually unlatch this and open it up so that I can move forward to my happy place. And that is started, this whole process, by this amazing sense of emotional equilibrium you've got working for yourself at the moment. And whether it's the stamina and the self-belief and the power you've got, or because you're emotionally quite even-keeled and that gives you the way forward, ultimately this is a breakthrough, and it's an ability to achieve the impossible almost. It's like, why haven't I been able to let go of this for days or weeks or months? And then suddenly today, it's really easy to just let it go and to say, okay, tick that box, over, what's next? So that's really what the day is about. You turn a corner and something shifts internally that just allows you to say, hang on a minute, there are other things in life that I'm interested in. There are new ways of looking at a situation. There are different people and things and places to pursue. So it's really optimistic, love it. First, the Temperance card is the 14th card in the Major Arcana. You get to a point in the Fool's journey where you realize that your contribution to the situation is just as important as what's going on in the real world. So if you have a little bit of an issue, let's say the library has fined you for bringing your books early, and you approach that with a sense of, okay, well, I did bring them in a week late, so I can handle this, then it's manageable. And it's not the ideal situation, but because you have acceptance and you can see your part in it, you're able to then deal with the situation at hand. If you approach the same circumstance from a place of, I never do anything wrong and I'm so emotionally run down at the moment anyway, that if anything else happens that I'm just going to scream, then that's going to have a very different outcome. So the Temperance says you're in a good place emotionally. You can see both sides of the coin. Your perspective is really balanced, and that helps you to move on. So usually with the Temperance card, we've got an angel dipping its toe in the water and kind of balancing out the emotions, and it connects to spirit, or the angel in itself is a spiritual being that lands on planet Earth, so that's balance as well. And then a path opens up that leads to this place of enlightenment. But here in this card, it's a little bit different. We've got the angel with the halo around the head. So you feel a natural sense of connection, or you remember your own spiritual strength and who you are. And then when you touch down, or when you do anything on planet Earth in a practical sense, it's almost like the flowers spring up wherever you've walked. So you have this wonderful approach to things, and you're seeing the goodness in most of your circumstances. And because you can see them, you're able to focus on positivity and make it bigger. So you're able to manifest good things in your life. Then we've got all these reeds here, making the river more beautiful and romantic. and the water is flowing quite quickly. So there are really a lot of positive feelings, and there is a sense of, wow, I see the beauty in whatever is going on. And you could either say that the world has become more beautiful, or it's because you have this beautiful perspective internally. And I think it's the latter. I think because you can see the best in yourself, you then apply that to your circumstances, and you can see the best in other people and other things and other places as well. And if you have that added vision, then you can focus on the good stuff and maximize the amount of time you spend with those kind of things. So this card leads to somewhere you want to be going. If you start something with a sense of love and contentment and peace, it's very likely that the end goal is also going to contain those things. If you start something out of fear or a sense of being bullied, then even if you complete that, it's interesting, the fear and the sense of being cornered or hard done by often doesn't go away, even if you've got to the end. So this card is saying that it's the perfect time to start new ventures or new relationships, to get in touch with your feelings, to get creative, to speak to other people, to engage with friends and family, because you're in a good place, and that's going to inspire other people to reflect those good things to you. Next, the Four of Pentacles usually shows a miser who's hiding his money. And it's because he's confused his financial security with his actual security. The actual security is that you are this divine being, and as long as you connect with that side of yourself, you can create beautiful, wonderful things in the world. When the Four of Pentacles is involved, it means that you start to try and maintain what is, and the inspiration for new circumstances and new ways of doing things goes out the window, and all you care about is the past and what you've done before and how you can really secure that. Now, the only thing that's guaranteed in life is change. So the Four of Pentacles can feel quite painful, because if you're trying to keep everything exactly the same forevermore, you're going to have a tough time, because things will change. So because the Temperance card is here, you have this amazing perspective. You're able to look at those kind of behaviors where you've really dug in your heels and you've said, that is the highest achievement I could ever attain. So I'm going to do everything in my power to maintain what I've got. And it often isolates you and it gets you stuck. And with this being Pentacles, which is career and money, it means you give your power away to those things. So rather than saying, I'm the one who was inspired and created this beautiful painting and sold it for $1 million, that's why I have all this money, you start to forget about the initial process and you say, I have $1 million and I need to now do everything in my power to invest that and to make sure it's safe. And because of that focus and the faulty perspective, you forget about the initial art and you don't do anything anymore, because all you're trying to do is maintain what is. So with these two cards, you're able to blast through anything that has become twisted or that's gone awry in your own way of thinking, and you're able to find freedom from those situations. So with this being Pentacles, it can be a health condition. You may be able to see that differently today and see the spiritual cause of it. Or your finances, like the example with the painting. You may see that differently and realize, hey, actually, if I start painting again, for instance, I can create more income. And then I don't have to be so worried about this. And I can, retract the claws a little bit and I can relax. Often it creates distrust as well. So I have something that's super valuable to me, so I'm going to hide that and make sure that other people try, or I'm going to try and keep it a secret so that other people don't take from me. And if you realize that you're abundant in spirit, then you can be less paranoid in a practical, physical sense. And finally, you may realize something about your career, where you could do things differently and where you can enrich your experience. So if you're doing a job where you're bored and you're just doing it to pay the bills and you're like, oh, not this again, I have to wake up and do this job all day long, oh my goodness, then that really is a type of prison. And you can look at that differently and see other options of generating an income and paying your bills. And these two are really saying it's time for some freedom when it comes to your circumstances. Finally, the Seven of Wands. This is the power to look at obstacles and to look at no's and to say, well, I'm hearing no, but that could actually be a maybe. Or I'm hearing yes. You just don't know it yet. So the Seven of Wands usually shows a man who's kind of pushing through all these wands. He's got stamina, he's resilient, he believes in himself. Here we do have this gate. So things that seemed closed before, you're able to open them up and get to this happy place. And we've got all these birds flying towards the sun here, and the sun is the source of your power. So you're able to get nearer to your sense of power and control, but also there's a sense that that's already much nearer within you. And whether it's because you're emotionally balanced or whether you just feel more confident or whether it is the full moon in Aries, there's a natural ease when it comes to, I have some things that I'm interested in. This motivates me. I find it exciting and fun. Therefore, I'm going to open a door and move towards it and see where it leads. I'm going to experiment a little bit, and I'm not going to maintain the status quo. My bills and my security, those are not the only reasons I'm alive. And I'm going to have a little bit of fun today and explore. So that is so positive. Number-wise, we've got 14 and 4 is 18 and 7 is 25. 2 and 5 is 7. And 7 is the mind and creativity. So you're able to look at circumstances, get creative about them, and see a different way forward. And you're not so willing to believe that you only have one way of doing things or just one option. Things really open up and you can see the bigger picture, and that is very, very freeing. So I hope you have a great day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page of the website, scroll down a little bit and you'll get to a book your reading button. Click on that to order your reading with me. I use the tarot, astrology, numerology, and my intuition in my personal reading. So if you have any questions, like your life purpose or your finances or spiritual development or anything at all, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.